get the cake right to the side sex. Leave the fire and the roof style stuff. I'm on that grind like we're chasing the stars. From Millmore to Du Valley, we've come so far. Talk about legends, yeah, we know the score. Ronnie, I'm Bobby, we remember you more. From the highs of the Wembley fight to losing our trousers, still we ignite. Red and white with the pride, we're never gonna bow. Fighting like middlemen, hear the roar now. We're middlemen, we stand up tall. Through ups and downs, we give it all. From Millmore to Du Valley.
Good evening and welcome to Terrace Talk. No, this isn't incorrect. You are seeing Leyton Orient 0, Rotherham United 2. Where has this been all season? It is absolutely crazy that we can perform like that when there's nothing to play for and we just haven't seen it all season. And it, you know, I was saying the other day, is it me? Are these players not as good as I thought they was? But no, you can see the good enough. You can see the good enough. They've let the town down. That's what just fuels my anger when you can get a performance like that. Special mention to Lee Clark. I mean, bless him. He's had to get a taxi and a train to get to the game. I want to see this guy as manager. I want to see him. I'm happy for him to take the job because he has shown more commitment today than any of them players have shown all season. Special mention as well, an absolute special mention to Cohen Lee. What an absolute baller. He doesn't look phased within the team. He just looks an absolute beast in that team. Another special mentions to James Clark, who got an assist. I thought he played really well. But Cohen Lee's a big star. Matt Amshaw would have never, ever, ever spotted that kid. Never. He only spotted Duncan because he had no fit centre-halves. But Lee Clark said as soon as he saw this Cohen Lee, he had something about him. And the kid can tackle. He's unfazed by it. And I think he's going to be a big player next season. We've got to tie him down to a long-term contract. If Rotherham is serious next season about walking away with that league, we have got to get him tied down. We've got to try and get Dan Gore as well. Get Dan Gore signed up. Try and get Harry Gray maybe potentially on a season-long loan. You know, make it out that he owes us one for this season because he will score goals at League 2 level. Sam Nombe, where's that been, mate? It's crazy that we can produce that. We've got loads and loads of views in already. Thank you for watching. I'm going to go through some comments now. If you want to join us as well, on the link on Twitter, there is a link if you want to come on and discuss it with me. If you've been to the game, fantastic support again. Them Rotherham United fans that have gone all the way to Leyton Orient. A special mention to Toy Towner, who actually went to the game and they had problems with trains. So some Rotherham fans didn't actually make the game. Which is a fantastic effort to even want to sort of go all that way to watch us. I went there last season to Leyton Orient, so I know it's a bit of a trek and a bit of a mess around with the trains. So we'll go through the comments. We will be there. Noah Dix, don't know what that means. Jamie Venon, looking forward to this. Yes, Jamie. Cheers for tuning in, mate. What the fuck has it taken so long? Yeah, why has it taken so long? Why have these players produced what they have produced week in, week out? It's an embarrassment, to be fair, what they've done to us this season. Breaks us hearts, but, you know, we live to fight another day. We've got to look to the positives now. We can't go on about what happened in the past. We all know Big Boy killed us. Big Boy, that appointment set us back 3 years for me, but it is what it is, and hopefully we've got a bright future with the talks of Steve McLaren coming in, and all of that is very exciting if that happens. Watch us win every game now. It doesn't matter. That Lee looks like some player. Hopefully we'll see him a lot next season. Yeah, Jamie, totally agree. thought he looks a baller. And like I said, I don't think Matt Hamshaw spots him. Lee Clark's coming, proper football man. You know, what he's done today to get to that game when he's had a death in the family, he needs rewarding for that. And I think he deserves a chance to take us forward because he actually wants to be here. And there's not many people that have wanted to be here this season that are associated to Rotherham United. So Lee Clark, for me, I'd take him and see how we go next season with him. It's too late for this win, but shows us the fans and to the players what they are capable of. Yeah, totally agree, mate. Totally agree. What a win. Is KB there showing a bit of fight now? Hopefully somebody gets a point deduction. Haha, up the Toy Town. Cohen, Lee and Dango ran the midfield. Big dog, yeah, totally agree. We need to try and get Dango. I mean, if there is investment coming into the club, if there is a plan, Dango needs to be central to that, yeah? I know it's going to be difficult. Maybe our record transfer signing, but let's build the team around Cohen, Lee and Dango because that midfield will run riot in League Two. 100%. Let's build for the future now. And let's get these players in, get a bit of experience around them young legs. And there's no reason why we can't come back at the first attempt. What a win. I'm having an orgasm. Not really, just over-exaggerating. Yeah, I don't know what it's like to win at the minute. You know, we've forgot what it's like to win. Over 590 odd people here watching live. So thank you, guys. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and drop a like on the video as well. Only difference is the manager. Yeah, Jim, totally agree. I think they could not put a performance in for Lee Clark when he's gone to that effort today to get to the game. And I think that was the team talk, to be honest with you. I think some players probably playing for a move away. Your Sam Nombes, disgraceful, but it is what it is. We can't change it. We'll never be able to change it. So we've just got to enjoy the win today. I'm just buzzing that we've actually won. Not for me. I've sat and watched it on iPlayer again, like I've done quite a lot this season. It's for people like Tiny that have gone to games week in, week out, watch us lose. The lads on the Crowning travel who go to home and away games and get no reward for their efforts of going each week. So for me, that win is for them. Because despite what people have lost interest, those go every single week. So you can't knock them sort of people. And that win really is for them. And for me, for Lee Clark, the win's for Lee Clark. You know, he's had a family death and he's stood up to the plate and still managed to take our football team today, rather than he could have easily said, "Oh, I'm not going to take the team." He might not even get the job next season. So I think he will be getting the job. I've heard he will be getting the job. And frankly, I'm happy about it. The only people that probably aren't happy about it are the people that, you know, loved Matt Hamshaw and gave him far too long. Credit to Clark today, Duncan and Lee too. That look have to play next season. Yeah. I said Clark. I rated him in pre-season. Hasn't really been given a chance under Hamshaw. And yeah, I think Clark will be a good player. I think Lee, excellent. Dan Gore was excellent. Special mention to Denzel Hall as well. Thought he played well. A few people slating him. I'd seen that obviously they thought he was injured again, but nice to hear Lee Clark actually coming out and telling the fans actually it was precaution why we didn't play him last week because of his minutes. So fair play to Lee Clark for actually giving us some actually accurate information, and it doesn't have to get me snooping in the training ground with my binoculars. The background's gone, not showing off his Premier Inn anymore. No, I'm not in the Premier Inn today. I'm not in the Premier Inn. Filmed in silence, by the way. Okay. Afternoon, Lee and Co. Not being able to watch or listen to the game, but hopefully your expert analysts will break it down what I've missed. Yep, we'll go into that shortly. Cohen Lee will be our best player next season, no doubt in my mind. He said that with others, but he will be our main midfielder next season. Interesting. You don't go to games, Lee. Don't be silly. Okay, if you say I don't go to games, I must not. No addicts, whatever. Impressed with the young lad, Lee. Nice prospect. Yeah, looks fantastic. Good win, but it's a little too late for you now, which is a shame. Yeah, it is a shame. Fair play to Lee Cork today. He surely got to be offered a one-year contract for next season, and with his own team, who knows what he can do with the Millers. I'm sure the good times will come back. Fair play to Tiny and the other Millers who made the journey today. Tiny had a bet on at 3-0. I thought he was taking the piss, but glad it's his 121st away game on the bounce. What a happy one up the Millers. Yeah, an absolutely fantastic Tiny. That's a great achievement. The cynic in me wonders where have the win been the first game after being relegated. Yeah, Ian, it is that we do have to look at it that way as well. Love Clark's passion. Yeah, that's what we want. We want passionate players at the football club. That's what we're after. Lee, what would you do if you were the manager? Take a poo? No, yeah, I'd probably take a poo on your face, little boy. So you're talking about a Premier Inn. You can even afford a bloody basement in your mum's bathroom. In fact, the link is in the chat, Sunshine. Let's come and see your face on camera rather than be brave on little text messages. Come and show your little face and I'll take a poo live on air on your face for you. Enjoy, Sunshine. Impressed with Cohen Lee. Yeah, I was very impressed with him drawing Millers. Totally agree with you. Get Dango signed up, make him captain. 100% Pete Scott. If we can get Dango, that would be the best sort of pre-season present, if you like, we could actually wish for if we could get him tied up. Easy best Rotherham fan channel, New York Talk is Pish. Yeah, cheers, mate. Thank you, Jake. Much appreciate your support, mate. I do see you popping up on the socials and that, so that much love to you, mate. Cheers for that. Jim Carey, as if gone with us next season, he's better than League Two. Dango is better than League Two, but I will tell you something about Dango. And while I've got 1,000 people watching, which is fantastic numbers again, just to listen to me rant on, thank you ever so much. I'm humbled by that. Thank you. What I would say, Dan, is Dango does enjoy his time at Rotherham United. So never say never. I didn't think we'd get Dan Barlaser when we got him. We did get him. So if we get in people like Steve McLaren into the club and this, that, and the other, there is potential there that we can actually move forward and really just stomp League Two. Absolutely stomp it. I'm a Donny Rovers fan, by the way. Down to your king. Absolute plonkers. Mate, you support Donny. I mean, Donny have played today. Why aren't you on their podcast? I mean, I've got 1,167 people watching me, and they probably want me to see me take a shit on your face, to be honest to you. So, mate, either come on or button it, because I'm sick of little melts like you online, giving it big, and then cry that you get abuse back and saying, I'm below 18. Well, you shouldn't even be on this channel. Get to school, get your chores done, tidy the bedroom up for your mum, whatever. You know what I mean? Make sure the room's tidy for your mum for when I return home tonight. You know what I mean? Sort it out, lads. It's embarrassing. Go on your own podcast. You haven't even got a podcast. You're Doncaster. You know what I mean? You're nobodies. Connor Tiny, not even a proper fan. Yeah, apparently not. Thought Martha was decent today. Probably we go missing next game. Martha is just very much of a case of some weeks he's good, some weeks he goes missing, most weeks he goes missing. I think the thing with Martha is you've got to be kind of patient. He's trying to adapt to the English game. That's the problem. Players that sort of come from that sort of level, what he's played, they're not bad football players. However, they've got to adapt to the English game, and living in Rotherham that is a difficult one. So fair play to Martha. He has put a shift in today, and I think he will be there next season as well, because I can't see anybody sort of taking a punt on him in this league. You never know, but we'll see. I'd like to see the average age of the starting 11 today. Interested, only 2 players signed by Steve Evans started. Oh, we're not getting on to Steve Evans, are we? Really? Flipping heck. Half of them players that played today, yeah, didn't play for Matt Amshaw. So get over Matt Amshaw. He was shit. He was rightly sacked. Worst manager we've ever had. Steve Evans was a legend. He got us promotions. He's doing a fantastic job at Bristol. The only problem that this football club have is they employed Matt Amshaw, who was out of his depth. I've called it from day one. He was a big boy. Go and collect the cones. You'll see. When Steve Evans got sacked, he got the Bristol job, and he's gone on an unbelievable run with Bristol. Matt Amshaw's been sacked. He ain't getting a job even as a Sunday League manager. I'm telling you now, he ain't getting a job collecting cones for Sunday League teams. Probably if Paul Warren feels sorry for him, he might give him a coaching role there. But yeah, let's forget about Matt Amshaw. He's the reason why we're playing League Two football. No other reason. Got to give Clark a chance next season with his own team. Got to be stable League Two. Plus can spot a good player in Cohen Lee. Yeah, totally agree with you, Tom Swift. I think Lee Clark is the man that will be able to bring us straight back at the first attempt. We're not going to get stable in League Two. We're going to run through League Two. We're too big to be in League Two. We're a Championship stroke top end League One side, and that's where we'll return after one season in League Two. I'm under no illusions. We expect to get promoted next season. No ifs or buts about it. We're Rotherham United. We shouldn't be in League Two. Where's Tom today? I thought he would be on tonight on his 40th birthday, having a mini celebration at Melly Millers. Yeah, I think Tom is coming on. Any fan is welcome to come on as well. So if you think you're brave, you want to have a debate with me, the link is in the X sort of chat. So if you want to come on, you're more than welcome to come on and debate me. I think Tom will be coming on. Not 100% sure, but I think he will be coming on. John Sullivan, shame gap is 10 points and only 9 available. Yeah, too late. Beat my mate's team today, so a bit of a cheer for me at last. That's Tony Wood. So his mate must support Leyton Orient. Cornflakes, yeah. Your mum makes me cornflakes in the morning. I think we'll just ban him because he's not willing to come on anyway. He's getting a bit annoying, and he's a Doncaster fan. Don't really know why he's on here. Donny fans bragging, come back when you put at least 10 goals past us in a season, because we did against you. Yeah, exactly, mate. I mean, imagine being so sad that you're having to come on a Rotherham United channel when you've played because you haven't got one. Right, I'm going to bring Tom in, who's been watching the game. Tom,
can you hear us, Lee?
How you doing? Happy birthday. 40 today. You feel any different?
Back in a sec.
Oh, he's gone. Short but sweet. Therefore, keep canning for next season. Get brand new back 4 in, 2 solid centre halves, and preferably who can notch a goal or 2 along the way. That's where we've been missing all season. Also, a captain who makes his presence known on the pitch, unlike 4 or 5 hot-hearted captains. Yeah, I agree with you. I think we do. It was always a worry when Rafferty got the captaincy. I just don't believe he's captain sort of material. That's the issue. I don't believe he is sort of captain material, and I think that's where we've struggled. I agree with you regarding defenders chipping in with goals. We haven't really had that, but obviously it's been a poor season. So when we're looking at the stats today, let's just get the stats up. So Rotherham had 40% possession, 13 shots on target, 13 shots, sorry, 5 on target, 6 off target, with 2 clear-cut chances, which we actually scored. We won 32 aerial duels. That's something that we haven't really done well at all this season. So that's absolutely fantastic. Brilliant. 14 fouls committed, 13 fouls won. So, yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I think the performance is better than it's been. We can't deny that. I think we've got some good young players that we can work with over the pre-season and add some quality to that. It's a chance to get rid of some players that have just not been up to it this season. So we've had quite a few players that have just not been up to the level. Right, we're going to try Tom again. Let's see if this is any better. Tom, how are you doing?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Spot on. Thank you. New system, new setup, pal. Few teething problems, but I'm here.
Yeah, it sounds a lot better. Are you using your microphone?
I am.
Yeah, so yeah, your sounds a lot clearer. So yeah,
cheers,
very
man.
good, mate.
Thank you.
So thoughts on that? And I'll start with happy birthday again.
Cheers, mate.
40 today, and obviously looks 30.
Add 20. No, thank you. Didn't do anything. Just got very well. I'm in a beer, so you know, standard. Well, we won, which is quite incredible, to be honest with you.
We have actually hit 2,000 views watching this live right now, so that is absolutely unbelievable to say we're relegated. We've got a lot of Doncaster fans in here again.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that before, mate. I did.
Yeah, I mean, I think they seem to be obsessed with us. I might actually do a day in Doncaster. What do you reckon? Should we do a day in Doncaster, meet and greet the king, and I come and bring my car in and add the value of Doncaster by about 80 grand more than what it was worth before I got there.
Do you know what, Lee? I've been thinking about this. Donny fans, why don't why don't we put an olive branch out there to them and say, look, get 3 or 4 of your toothless inbreds together and come in. You can launch a podcast from our channel, but it has to be under the banner of KB Terrace Talk. So, you know, and we could go on that, and we could abuse them.
Yeah, I've said to this little Burke that looks like he's been dug up. I said to him, "Come on, mate, debate me or button it." So I've ended up blocking his comments because he's just waffling nonsense. You know what I mean?
Nonsense.
I've told him to get the bed ready for when I send one of the lads over to nail his mum to the bed. You know what I mean? But you know, it's one of them. You want to come on a Rotherham podcast? It's crazy. But more importantly, let's talk about Rotherham United.
Yeah.
You get quite a few birthday messages.
Oh, right.
So happy birthday, Tom.
Cheers,
happy
Danny.
birthday, Tom. Happy birthday,
Cheers,
fella. So
cheers, Michael.
much love from the Rotherham fans for your birthday, mate.
Indeed.
Happy birthday for yesterday, Tom. Hope you've had a good one.
Thank you.
Do a day in Doncaster. You get loads of money. They think that it's an Oxfam advert. Brilliant from Danny. What does Tom think about Doncaster? Awful place.
Awful place. Awful place.
I did message Tom, happy birthday. Yeah.
Sorry, John. I've had thousands of messages of well wishes. I do apologise, John. I will reply in due course.
I'm just gonna. You tell me your thoughts on the game, and I'm just gonna find this live link so I can put it in the chat as well. Because I've just been informed it's not in the chat, so I'll do that now.
Well, thoughts on the game, mate. Too little, too late. But you know what? At least they've shown something. Obviously we all know what happened with Lee Clark's mother-in-law, and the dedication to go home, and then Did I read that he got a taxi from Doncaster or something like that?
Yeah, that's correct.
I mean, speaking of Doncaster, he got a taxi from there. Get out there quick. But no, listen, I think it was a performance that we needed 3 months ago. Unfortunately, it's too little too late. However, let's think about the green shoots. Let's think about Cohen Lee. I agree with you, Lee. I don't think Lee Clark. How many times are we going to say Lee here? Cohen Lee. I agree with Lee Clark. And I agree with you, Lee, that Matt Hamshaw would not have spotted that talent. So I think he'll be a big part of next year. I don't think he'll be the main part, but he'll be good to have. Sam Nombe, we all know that he's as good as gone. And yeah, it's looking a bit better. 2-0 away from home as well, I might add. Away from home, 2-0. So can't really grumble at that. First goal obviously was just a mix-up. It wouldn't go in normally. But it just shows you what happens when you put balls in a box, doesn't it? Put it into the mixer. Can become confusion. We've not done enough of that this season. And Clark got an assist for Sam Nombe. Nice, easy tapping. But let's not forget, Leyton Orient are effectively safe. Some of their players on the beach, maybe. Dan Gore, I will disagree, Lee. I don't think we could get him in any realm, unfortunately, in that league. I think maybe if we were... I think the only way we would have got Dan Gore is if we got championship football next season. That's just my personal opinion. Listen, it's a good... For the lads that went, Tiny, obviously part of this channel, brilliant. Gone away to Leyton Orient, gone to London, and they've seen the team win, and fair play to them all. Do you know what? That deserved clapping today. Do you know what I mean? As opposed to the other day, and I've seen a lot of backlash online about people calling out these people who were clapping. Rightly bloody so, to be honest with you, because, I mean, it just enrages the actual fans that want better. If you clap somebody and think, oh, well, we're doing all right. No, you got to have a voice. You've got to say, we're not clapping that. We're not clapping crap. So, but anyway.
What would you say, Tom, to the people that would say, well, they've actually travelled all the way to the game, an away game. If they want to clap, they want to clap. What would you say to that?
I'd say it's a cult, isn't it? I mean, it's like, don't drink the Kool-Aid. Do you know what I mean? I mean, trust me, if I was
doing more harm than good.
Oh, God, absolutely. I mean, the majority of those players that they've been clapping are not going to be here next season, so don't clap them. They don't care. They're not going to remember being clapped off after losing 3-0 to Wigan to get relegated. They're not going to say that when they're on the, what do you call it, under the cosh. Oh, do you know what my favourite time at Rotherham is when we lost 3-0 to Wigan to get relegated, and 30-odd fans, delusional fans, were there going, oh, it sent shivers down my spine. Nonsense. Utter nonsense. So if you see something that's rubbish, or, you know, don't clap it. I don't get it. And I've seen, like I say, on social media pages, one which is run by my uncle, great Rotherham United fan, who agrees with the happy clapping and all that. And I'm like, I'm not going to comment and disagree. I'm just like, oh, come on.
Get him on, Tom. Get him on. We'll have him on. I bet he loves me, doesn't it?
Exactly. I'm not going to disagree with him. But, I mean, I'm not going to say that and disagree because, you know, it's family, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? But, look, I don't know. It's people.
Listen, I think the thing is, as long as people are sort of respectful to each other, everybody's got the right to have an opinion. Whether you agree with it or you don't agree with it. That's what I would say. But I do agree with you on the clapping side of things when it's been so bad. You have to actually look and think, that is actually doing more harm than good for me.
100%.
Because those players sometimes need the reality check. They're used to getting smoke blown up their arse week in, week out, rather than some of them need some tough love and say, this is not good enough. And that which brings me on to, I think Matt Clark, he used to be our goalkeeper. I think Clark has actually done that this week with them, because I think he's just called the players out and people have slagged him off for it. But it needed, I'm sure, should have done that time and time ago, and he may not have lost his job. He should have done it properly. Because the players have now responded, because there was no hiding place for them, because he called them out exactly what they are. And then he's actually shown more commitment today than any player has done all season. Yeah. By getting to the game. He could have easily called in sick today and said, listen, I've had a family bereavement. I need a couple of weeks off. Yeah.
Yeah,
he didn't. He travelled on public transport, which I find amazing. Getting a taxi, ending up in Doncaster, of all awful places to end up in, and then managing to get to the game. And I think for me, I was on the fence, I'll be honest with Clark. But that for me has made me think I want him as my manager next season. I actually do. I'm going to put my hand on the line, get off the fence, so to speak. And I want him. I like the way he talks. I like his football knowledge. He's been there. He's done it. He seems a bit like a Neil Warnock type of character, where he doesn't take any prisoners. If they're not going to play for him, they ain't going to play. He's got an eye for a youth player, because no way would Matt Amshaw have found that young lad. He saw him after one training session and said, this kid's got something, and he's put him straight in. No messing about. So for me, I think he'll have good contacts in the game. I don't think now we're at the level we can be too picky what managers we go for, because League Two, it's a hard sell to get somebody to come and manage at League Two level. Yeah, if you want in a name sort of thing. I want to go away from, he's from Rotherham, we'll get him again. A David Artell. I don't want anybody like that. We've just seen Barnsley sack their manager today, Conor Houlihan, a club legend. But it doesn't mean he's a good manager, yeah? And I think he's done a better job than what Matt Amshaw did, yeah? And he's still lost his job today. So for me, I think let's get away from the club legend. Let's get the best possible person who is going to, produce for us. And today I think we've seen from Clark that he is the man. He's made the effort and, all of that. John has joined us. How are you doing,
Hello.
John?
I'm not in a rainstorm today.
No rainstorm. And actually, Rotherham's won. Obviously, you did mention the link wasn't in the thing. It is now. It's pinned to the chat on the screen as well. So if anybody else does want to join us, if you're a Leyton Orient fan, tell us what you think. Why are you so bad? Were you on the beach today? Rotherham have been on the beach all season, so we've come off the beach for once and actually decided to play. I think some of them playing for a contract maybe not put the effort in for Rotherham United, but some of them definitely did, especially the young lads. So kudos to them. I know what Tom's saying and what you're saying about Dan Gore. It's probably no chance of getting him in League Two. I get where you come in, but we live in hope, don't we? We live in fairy tales, so hopefully that fairy tale happens and it's like Cinderella and he comes back for his last boot and he comes and signs for us. But we'll see.
Hell of a signing for League Two, wouldn't it, to be honest?
It would, and it'd be a statement. And it would be what we said, what needs to happen this season is they need to sell season tickets. That's going to be a hard sell, as well as the centenary game. Now we've won, lads. Come and support our former heroes. We've had Ronnie Moore tweeting from my post today, the legend that is Ronnie, and he wants people to attend. So if you're not doing it for the football club, do it for the King Ronnie. Yeah, turn up in your numbers and support a great charity and a great hospital. Right. Anyway, on to John. Thoughts on the game? Thoughts on the season? Thoughts on the Cohen League? Because people are saying he is some talent.
Yeah, he looks a player, doesn't he? He's got something about him. He's come in and fitted in straight into that team like he's been there all season. Quite frankly, it's a bit bittersweet, isn't it? We've gone to Leyton Orient away and won 2-0, but we're already down to. It's a bit like I've seen a lot of tweets of like, where was this performance? Where was it? Where was this 3 games ago? But I think it does show a bit of a rocket up the bum from Clark, and the players are playing. As you say, Lee, are they playing for a bit of I want to stay here next season, or are they saying, "Help me, I want to get out of Rotherham"? It's a bit of, I don't know. It's just interesting to see, and again to Lee Clark, who I think you were talking about it, Tom. Who I think he got a taxi, a train, made it
Yeah.
there about 3:05 or something. What a commitment that is! If that is something that this club can install to the players, we should be back up straight away.
I think what it tells me, John, is that he is the man next
Mm.
season.
And
If
he
he had
definitely wants the job.
if he had any
100%.
indication he was not the manager next season, he would have gone, oh well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they give
And I
the
think if he didn't want to be here, he wouldn't have done it. He would have just called in
Exactly.
sick. He actually wants to be here, and
yeah.
to me, that's half the battle.
I can't remember
Remember-
what club it was. Was it Steve Bruce's? Was it Huddersfield? And they said, obviously, his son passed away, and they said have the rest of the compassionate leave, which is absolutely fine, by the way. But Lee Clark has said, you know what, I'm going to go and show these players what I'm all about. Which, if you look back, I don't want to bring Matt into this, but you look back to previous managers, where has that been? Where's that, like, I'm going to stand up and fight for this club? I know we're already, but he's making a name for himself, isn't he, already? And as you say, Lee, I think I was one of them, was a bit like, I think I tweeted it and it got a bit of traction about, well, where was this fighting battle league? Well, today it showed it, didn't it? Very much so.
Yeah. The issue is obviously people are going to say it's easy to perform when there's nothing to play for. The pressure's off now. And I agree with that, because I think that's been a problem with this team this season. I don't think it has actually been an ability thing. I think some of the players have got massive ability, but there is a problem with the mindset of these players. The weak-minded. And I think that's what frustrated Clark when he was saying he thinks some of these players are hiding behind the physios. So they've got a knock, and some of them could easily say, right, I've got a knock, but I still want to play. And I think he's saying that ain't happening. And that's where I think he will sign players that will put the bodies on the line for this football club. And I think another commenter said earlier, we need a centre half that's going to run through brick walls and chip in with occasional goal, a real leader as captain. Rafferty just hasn't been that.
No, he hasn't got the legs anymore either. Let's face it.
No, he's finished, unfortunately. It's been a bit of a shrinking violet within that dressing room. And I think there's a few bad apples in that dressing room, if I'm honest. You sort of Cam Dawson's and stuff like that. I just don't think they're the right fit for this football club. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting summer. So looking forward, are you on the? You're happy for Lee Clark to be the manager?
I would say now give him a 2-year deal. Plan for the summer. Plan for the get him on charge of pre-season too. Well, I know we were only going to go to Parkgate or Maidenhead away or something ridiculous. Get him in. Get him established. Get him scouting the players he wants, because he's going to have to do it early with the budget. He's going to need to know his budget.
Yeah.
Get him. I would give him a 2-year deal and just say, look,
really,
if you go up.
Yeah,
it's better than a 3 deal, because then we're not paying him off, are we? If he does go wrong.
I mean, I get what you're saying. For me, I would sooner as just do it on a rolling sort of year-to-year contract. I get what you're saying. If we have a good season, then somebody could. But I don't think they would. I think if he has a good season, then halfway through the season we can give him an extension to the deal anyway.
Maybe do like a 1 and then extend it. I don't know. I wouldn't give
that's
him...
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Do it like we do with the players sometimes, where option of an extension. So give him a year deal with an option of a second.
Yeah.
If we want to take that up, and obviously, of course, if he does. But yeah, I don't think. I'm still worried because obviously I did expect a bit more of a manager bounce when he come in, but I just think players have checked out. That's the problem. And when players have checked out, there's no going back. And then he was the one that was left to deal with calling the players out. He was the
Well,
one.
it's like
that
I said
did it.
when he first came in, it was a house on fire, wasn't it? Really.
Yeah,
What's he been? He's got not out of a window. Let's face it. He's playing with an ex-manager's players who are either pulling sickies or don't want to play for the manager. And then it's like, well, like he said himself, we need characters to step up. Where are they? They're hiding in the treatment room. It's black and white what he's saying.
yeah, yeah.
And,
Totally agree.
one thing I would say today, I noticed, I don't know if you boys noticed it, the team looked a lot more energetic with a younger team.
Yeah,
It stood out for me a lot, like they were a lot more like in the face. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Obviously, it was quite a young team that he put out. So, I mean, I'm kind of against the fact of having all young players. I don't want all young players. If you look at Lincoln this season, it was a mixture. They had some youth, but they had a lot of experience in that side. And I think at League Two, if you just went out with young kids, you get bullied to death. You get kicked off the park. We need some. I mean, I remember pre-season, and is it Sonny Bradley who Lincoln signed? Perfect. He would have been perfect for us. That sort of player, obviously, we're not going to get him now. He's got promoted with Lincoln, but at the time, I said it's a cracking signing for Lincoln. No nonsense centre back. He's played in the Championship. He's played in League One. They're the sort of players we need to be targeting. It's going to be difficult in League Two. Because if you want them sort of better players, because for me, my recruitment would be you can't just sign players to get you out of League Two. I would be signing players that are good enough for League One, where we want to be in the top half of League One. The problem is when you're in League Two, you got to overpay for them players. But if we're going to keep the ticket prices the same, we're paying top end we're paying championship prices for League Two football. We've got to have a championship product on the pitch if we're paying the prices for that. So it's going to be interesting to see what we do. But obviously, for me, I've come off the fence and I'm going for Clark as manager. Who was your man of the match? I'll start with you, Tom, and then I'll go to you, John. Who was your man of the match today? Who would you give the man of the match to?
I would say I'm going to give it just because, I'm going to give it Cohen Lee. Cohen Lee for me. I think the lad's got a bright future. I listened to the start of the show, Lee. I think you said we need to tie him down. I don't know what his contract is with it at the minute. Is he still on a...
I think it's a youth contract.
Youth contract, as far as I'm aware,
So could he be plucked away from us
anytime? Yeah.
Which is something that, obviously, when the retained list comes out, we should do a show, Lee. I'm sure we will. Probably on Miller's Monday or a Thursday, where we look at the whole squad and we say, buy, keep, buy, really good buy, do one, jump off a cliff, right? We should be doing things like that. Yeah, I'm giving it Cohen Lee, mate. And then, obviously, you and George are speaking about what we're going to do in League Two. I think we've got to follow, and I know it's going to be very difficult. We've got to follow a kind of Wrexham model. I agree. We've got to look at players that are probably on the borders of top-end League Two, sort of mid-table League One.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to sign... If we're signing players of League Two standard, we've got to sign the best players.
The best in class.
Like Keon Spence was probably the best player one of the best midfielders in League Two. That's the sort of signings we've got to make at that level. And then, like you said, some players that can possibly 100% step up to the next level. So we're not going to have a full rebuild if we get promoted. But they're the ones, bit like what MK Dons have done. They've managed to get good quality players that will probably be better players in League One than they are League Two, to be honest. I mean, and people say, about sort of Dan Gore. But I remember Dan Gore signed for Port Vale in League Two. Yeah? Signed for Port Vale in League Two. Manchester United are looking to offload him. He's not going to get a contract. Let's not bear no bones about it. He hasn't had many assists. He hasn't had a consistent run of games either. He's been injured a couple of times, sort of 2 or 3 times in the season. And he's got relegated on his CV as well. So I don't rule out us getting Dango permanently. I know a lot of people do, but I don't rule it out permanently because, Manchester. If we have got the ambition, let me put it this way: if Wrexham was in League Two and Dango was available, Wrexham
Did buy him. Yeah.
would buy him, yeah, because they pay the money.
Very true.
Now, if we've got investment next season and you've got a Steve McLaren in the background, there is every chance we could get him. I mean, he's an ex-England manager. You know what I mean? It's like you're going to want to work with people like that. You are. So for me, I don't think it's ruled out. He actually enjoys his time at Rotherham as well. He enjoys it. I've spoken with his family. He actually enjoys it at Rotherham. That's why he come back.
Do you know if I was a betting man, Lee? If I was a betting man, I could be completely wrong. I think he'll end up at either one or the other, Stockport or Bolton. That's where I think he'll end up.
It's the right
That's,
shout.
that's
Close to Manchester.
all that.
Yeah. Look forwards now, says Millerman 628. John Fellows Clark has shown more commitment and desire than any player at any time this season.
Correct. No, do you know what? I would say Jordan Hugel showed a lot of commitment playing.
Yeah.
Really unwell and injured.
Would you guys take Jordan Hugel in League Two?
Yes, I would.
Not on the wages he's on. No.
No,
it won't
be
be
the
on
same
those
wages.
though, would it?
But
But you're not, John. What are you getting concerned for? You're not paying his wages, are you?
Well, I might
Well,
be.
you are.
I might have won the
Maybe
lottery
he's-
last night.
Yeah, but no, I'd take him in League Two if he wants to stay.
100%.
I'd take Jordan Hugel in League Two. I think
Lee, if the system is get it out to the wingers and put it in the box, 100%.
Yeah,
Because he'll school League Two defenders on that.
and he's another player. He's been injured. He hasn't had a good couple of seasons. There ain't going to be that many knocking on the door, so we could offer him a sort of contract what you think he might not accept. But if he likes working with Lee Clark and he sees Steve McLaren coming in, wow, you never know. League Two, Jordan.
I think the
Hugel,
manager will be key
know.
to whatever manager it. I think if it is Lee Clark and we are saying who stays, who goes, that's got to be key. I think if we get the management right, the players will follow.
Yeah. Scott Kent says Cohen Lee is like our very own Dango. He's going to be some prospect. Yeah, he does. He does look good. Didn't Dango go to Port Vale in League Two? Granted, it was for one. Yeah, he did. He actually went on a sort of season. I think it was a season loan.
Yeah, he got injured. It was his foot, wasn't it? Yeah.
So yeah, he did. Good performance, but been missing that all season, says Chase Linney. Yeah, totally agree. It's disappointing. Rachel's first win for Nobby and well deserved. That commitment from the man, and no one would blame him if he didn't turn up today or the rest of the season for that matter. Yeah, I mean, it's admirable that he's turned up, to be fair, for the manager. Lee, it's weird because between Gore and Benson, he is great. Yeah, agree. I'd take Paul Millen if we could get him because he'd definitely be released by Wrexham. That's a good shout from Scott Kent. Paul Millen would be fantastic in League Two.
It's all gone a bit sour with Mullen and the Wrexham owners, hasn't it? Because I think
because he's at Wigan at minute, isn't he?
Yeah, I think Paul Mullen. Obviously, Reynolds and McElhenney bigged him up from the second they bought the club. It just shows you their rise. And then when they got to a level, they weren't afraid to say, "Well, yep, you can be in the new." What film was it?
Disney's thing, whatever.
Which one is it?
Oh, Deadpool. Oh, Deadpool.
You mean Deadpool, but then, by the way, we're loaning you to Wigan. do you know what I mean?
Bit of a come down, isn't it?
It is like.
Before you move on, Lee, I'm going to have to, because my phone's about to die.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Thank you.
So I'd give it to, I would say, Lee, Cohen Lee as well. Same thought process as Tom, young prospect. Let's sign him up. Let's get him in League Two, bossing midfield. I would say, I know we've only got through it. Let's make the most of it. Let's enjoy our football at Rotherham. Let's get that feel-good factor back. Let's enjoy whatever comes our way. I mean, I don't think any of us expected going to Leyton Orient to win 2-0. And happy belated birthday, Tom, again.
No, John,
Yeah.
thank you for messaging me,
Cheers,
mate.
John.
Cheers.
Top
Really
man
It's
as
okay.
always.
See you, boys. See ya.
See you later.
Legend. I'll go through some more comments and then we'll have a little chat. Rotherham DNA isn't about where you're from; it's about showing what you're made of. The way, if you show us effort, we'll adopt you as one of our own, and you will be forever a Miller. And that's a great comment from your mate, Ray Chuffed. And I agree with that, Tom. Do you?
100%.
Rotherham fans don't expect the world, do they? You know what I mean?
No,
If
gotta
you
run.
work hard, run hard, tackle,
Aye.
give a damn, and show that you care,
That's
you're
all they
as
want.
good as a Miller. You know what I mean? That's it. That's all they expect. Hard work, because that's what the town is made of. Is people that work hard. They might not have everything, but they'll work harder than the next man in the next town, and that's what we've gone away from massively. And that's what shocked me so much, that Matt Amshaw is from Rotherham. That his teams didn't have that. And he never built that within it. That's what I would have first done. I would have first signed a captain. I mean, he's had that Cohen Lee as well in his ranks. He's never once even mentioned him.
No, he hasn't.
And Lee Clark's coming there. First day he's seen him in training, he's like, he's going to come and train with the first team.
Yeah.
Pulled him out. He had a friendly against the first team. He's like, this guy's special. Boom, he's in the first team squad. And today he's man of the match. That's the manager.
Yeah, 100%, mate.
You know what I mean?
With you on that. And that just shows you Lee Clark played at a very high level as a professional footballer.
Another good one here from Ruff, RUFC Bailey, one of our top watchers, top geezer as well. I'd be looking at signing Andy Cook next season up front for sure. And maybe, I can't say that name. Chumanga.
He was he at Chesterfield or Peterborough or something like that?
Yeah, it'll give us something up front at this level. It's a good shout, that one.
Adam
LaFondra. Yeah, get Adam LaFondra back. Let's lay a marker down at this level and get quality in if we're serious about getting out of the bottom tier. Yeah, we can't mess about this season.
No, we
next
can't.
season. We cannot mess around, because if we get the recruitment wrong next season, we're in big trouble. Yeah, two ways about it.
The one good thing, and bear with me, Millers fans, the one good thing about going down so early is we can start planning ahead of everybody else.
Yeah,
pretty much, right? So,
Hugo hasn't scored enough for me.
We've not played to his strengths.
Yeah, we don't play to his strengths. How many goals has our top scorer scored this season? Ridiculous. Nobody scores in this team. Let's be honest. Nobody scores in this team. So I disagree. We don't play to his strengths. It's a graveyard shift, and we're not in the same league. We're a league below. And Jordan Hugill has played in the Premier League. He has got something to offer at that level if we play to his system.
100%.
So I do disagree with you, Sam, but that's your opinion. You're entitled to it. No problem with that. Paul Millen is injury prone, Sam says as well. So that's another thing we do have to do is due diligence on that. I do agree with Sam on that, because he has been a bit injury prone as Paul Millen.
If you're injury prone, you don't come to us.
He's going to be. If you think Jordan Hugill's on big wages, Paul Millen is probably on more wages than what Jordan Hugill would be. He's at Bradford, says Wayne Earl. Big up James Clark for smashing the ball through the hotel flat door. That was quite amusing. Build of today, try not to lose remaining games, maybe for clean sheets, and if anything, show a bit more effort. League 2 is crap, but it's still part of the EFL. Better than more other leagues, to be honest. Yeah, we've got to stick together, mate. We've got no option. We're going to League 2, and that's it. You know what I mean? We've got to, as a fan base, I don't know how we do it, because it's so divided and so toxic at the minute. We've just got to try and come together and actually just back the team. Because otherwise, It's not worth thinking about where this football team can go. We've just got to see what happens. I mean, if McLaren's coming in and there's a bit of investment, then happy days. But if it's going to be continued to be run by Tony Stewart and the same way he's been running it for the last 4 years, then we're in big trouble. Yeah. Tony Stewart needs a rocket up his arse, and hopefully this has been the rocket, because I don't think he thought we could go down out of this league. And we've shown that we can. So for me, there's got to be big changes at this football club off the pitch. Because if there isn't, it doesn't matter who the manager is. We could go and get Pep in as manager. If it's run like the shower of shit that it's been run for the past 4 years, then it doesn't matter who's manager. I promise you that. And if the recruitment is as bad as it's been for the last 3 years, then we're in serious trouble. So, yeah, because let's be honest, I spoke to sort of someone at the club, and they told me that Biancheri isn't ready for a League 2 relegation battle. That's why he wasn't playing. But we signed him in January. What does that tell you?
Them signings were made in January, them youngsters, was complete panic signings, mate.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But what does that tell you? If they're saying they've watched him in training and he's not cut out for a relegation League 2 battle. We was in a relegation League 2 League 1 battle when we signed him in January. Yeah. So why is it being signed off by the football club if they knew that? Crazy. Could put a sponsorship package together to keep Dango and give him the armband. He'll be worth a lot of money going forward. We could actually do a GoFundMe for Dango. We'll try and purchase him and get everybody to get involved in that. Thanks for having me on. No, cheers for coming on, John. Pleasure as always. John Carey, what is Pringle up to? Yeah, some of the legends that are coming back are probably getting into our team in League 2, to be fair.
Yeah.
Great point about Cohen Lee being spotted by Lee Clark and not Hamshaw. Yeah, totally agree. That's why I said it. I don't think Matt Hamshaw spots him. I really don't. I think Douglas only got spotted as well because we were in dire straits with all the injuries.
We had nobody.
And as soon as he had one bad game, Matt Hamshaw dropped him, if you remember. Yeah. Cut him straight out. And he were our best centre-half. And he just binned him off. So I don't think Matt Hamshaw had any faith in Douglas whatsoever. And I think Douglas was a real shining light in that bad period of time. But as soon as he made one mistake, I know Bez was saying that he got a mistake in him, and he didn't rate him. But I rate Hamish Douglas. I think he's going to be a great centre back.
Yeah, he is. He is.
And I think we can build a team around him next season with the likes of Cohen Lee, James. Is it James Clark?
Yeah,
him as well, and then get some quality around them. We've got Keon Spence as well at that level. He's proven that he can do it at that level before. So we have got. It's not as doom and gloom as what we're thinking. We've just got to enjoy it, and hopefully we get a promotion season. We should be getting promoted. We should be winning the league. It's about time we won a title for me. So let's go for the title next season. It's in our hands. Hugo release end of remaining League 1 campaign. One player should be looked at some of Michael Cheek, one of the leading scorers in League 2. That's from Neil Brinton. That'd be a great signing. Problem is, he's going to be getting promoted, isn't he, with his team? So, is he going to want a shot at League 1? But money talks. If we're flashing the cash, Michael Cheek could be one we can say, look, we sign you. We've done it before. Come on, when we were in the Championship, top end League 1s, you can steal them, can't you? So we did it with Steve Evans, if you remember. We was in League 2 and Crawley were top end League 1, and we stole him as manager, and we stole players from them because money talks. It doesn't matter if you've got a good stadium, you've got a good budget, and you've got good managers and teams in place, you can take players from the higher division. So yeah, Michael Cheek would be a good signing.
We took Matt Tubbs, didn't we? We took Tubbs, didn't we? Was it Matt Tubbs?
Yeah, Matt
From-
Tubbs. Yeah, we got Matt Tubbs. But
You ever heard that story that Ben Pringle tells on Under the Cosh about him and Noble, about Noble having a go at Steve Evans and Matt Tubbs? It's hilarious.
Yeah.
You need to watch.
Jim says, how many players would have played through what Hugo played through was a credit to the team? I think, yeah, totally agree with you, mate. He put his body on the line and, in fact, ended up getting injured from doing that for the sake of the team. And not many have done that this season. So, for me, Jordan Hugo in League Two, I would give him a chance. Obviously, wages depending. So we're going to wrap up in a minute. I'm just going to go for Tom for his final thoughts on today's victory and what he thinks is his future. Does he definitely want Clark? Because I know I listened to your show midweek with Bez, and there was a bit of a sort of you wasn't really wanting him. Has today changed your mind a little bit, or are you still on the camp? You don't want
I'll tell you where I am at, Lee. I was more for Lee Clark. Do I think he'll get the job? Yes, I do. Do I think he's the right man? Time will tell. Does he deserve the job? Well, yes, because of his effort and commitment to the cause. A cause in which is a lost cause right now. So for me, yes, Lee Clark, I would give him a 12-month contract. I would, rolling, like you said. That's what he did with Warney in the early stages of Warney's tenure. Yeah. Where there's no...
We can't be stung again. We can't be stung with 3-year deals when it's not working. Because I think...
Sorry, Lee, go on.
Yeah, I just think last time with Amshaw, I don't know whether that was the reason why it took so long, because they didn't want to pay him up. But I think a 3-year deal... It's a bit of, when we've done it like 3 or 4 times now.
Well, that was a stupid decision, right? I get the other managers we had in place have actually been there, done it, right? But we went and gave a complete rookie, a coach, a bib boy, a cone collector, a 3-year deal, which is madness. Who signed that off? You telling me that Matt Hamshaw, the boyhood Rotherham fan, as we're led to believe, wouldn't have accepted a 12-month rolling contract? Of course he would have done. Did he go, no, it's 3 years or nothing? Oh, all right, then we'll give you 3 years. Nonsense. And like I say, the thought process at the very top, that is madness. And hopefully they've learned from that mistake now. Mistakes.
So Wayne, just quickly, Tom, Wayne Earl says Tony Stewart has cut the budget for next season. Nothing would change. Nothing will change.
He needs to sell season tickets, Wayne. So something's in the pipeline. Something will happen. Whether it is McLaren.
Yeah, it's not what I've heard. I've heard the ticket prices are going to remain the same. I don't think there'll be an increase, but they won't be going down. And I have heard there is investment coming into the club. There is things happening. But we'll have to see. I think Wayne Earl is right. If he does cut the budget and he continues the way he's continued this season, Tony Stewart will get a rude awakening, because we will fall through the division, because 1, fans won't buy tickets. It'll be an empty stadium. 2, you've got to have a competitive budget if you want to get out of that league. You've seen now MK Dons have got a really strong budget and they're still struggling to get out of the league.
Bromley. Yeah. What's the crack with Bromley? They can't have a decent budget, surely.
I don't know. I don't know what their budgets are, but
is that just incredible management and finding gems?
Yeah, it's just good recruitment. They've been building for a while, but we haven't done that. And even next season, we won't have done that, because it's going to be a fresh new team. So it's not something that's, just going to happen overnight. It's going to be kind of... have you got
burglars? A helicopter just flying past the window. Sorry.
Donald Trump, mate, is landed in Scotland.
He's got golf.
So, yeah, just seeing Lee Clark straight after the match to get home to his wife, Levin has taken the post-match. So the assistant manager has taken the post-match interview as he's obviously gone home to his wife. But fantastic effort from Lee Clark. And he probably doesn't watch this podcast, but if he is watching the podcast, is much appreciated from the fans. That does show your commitment to Rotherham United. And it has kind of changed my opinion on sort of giving him a chance next season. Lee Clark, sorry, Tom, go on.
No, do you know in his post-match the other day, he came out with a phrase that I've never heard. If you don't try, you don't put the effort in, you can't press, you can't be up to the energy of the other players. You're behind the black ball straight away, which is obviously a snooker reference, isn't it? And I thought that was a great line.
Yeah, it does, and that's what I like about Clark. He does speak well. Like you listen to Matt Amshaw's interviews and you think, what on earth is he talking about? As he watched a different game, is he on a different planet? Yeah. Where's he at? And he had no answers to anything. And that's why I was so annoyed with the media, because to give him a free pass week on week, I would have destroyed them interviews. Absolutely. I'd have pulled them apart like something you would never see. I'd have dissected him. But yeah, Lee Clark, he's experienced. He knows how to handle the media. He knows what to say. And I think it's a refreshing change because he actually does give you information as well in them. Lee Clark only get the manager's job if there's change of ownership at the top. Also, season tickets need to come down to give something back to the supporters through the good times and the bad. Neil, I think you're going to be disappointed if you think they're going to reduce season ticket prices. I honestly do. I hope they do for the fans, but I promise you I don't think they will. That's my opinion. If I'm wrong, then I'll be happy to be wrong. But from what I've heard, the season ticket prices will not be going down. And I also don't think there'll be a change of full ownership. There may be investment coming in, but I don't think Tony Stewart is going anywhere. So unless he has a change of heart or the summer or his son, because I know his son isn't that interested, maybe talks Tony around to say, look, you don't need it at your age, potentially sell it. But what he's asking for the club, let me tell you, there won't be too many people lining up to purchase it at what he wants. And that is that. We've won the game 2-0. So thank you to Rotherham United for not ruining us weekend this weekend. We will be back on Sunday, I believe. Are you on Sunday, Tom?
Yeah, absolutely.
I know you had your little meltdown this morning.
I had a meltdown overnight and this morning, yes. But it's only because I care. I care about this channel, and I care that, a lot of people put a lot of time in. And listen, we all have meltdowns, don't we? It is what it is.
We do, mate. I had one this morning, mate, as well. So.
That's the best thing, right? You know what I mean? You know what? It is what it is. But no, in answer to your question, I will be back tomorrow because we've got some big games on. Leeds are about safe now. Leeds are safe in the Premier League, which I think is massive. I've not seen what the other results were, but we've got obviously Man United playing tonight against Chelsea. Is it Chelsea?
Yeah, Man U, Chelsea. Yeah,
tonight, which I think is a big game for both teams. Chelsea win that and crawl back into that conversation of top four. Man United win it. For me, they're away. That's fine. And then obviously, I think Forest play tomorrow. Spurs are tomorrow against Brighton. So we'll have a big chat about that. And
it'll be a good show. That Tom is always good viewing on a Sunday. Great show, lads. Tom, I'll see you tomorrow night up the Millers. So I guess Ray Chuff will probably be on the show with Tom. That is the dynamic duo for a Sunday. Always a good watch on a Sunday, that is. Have you seen the price for Morecambe season ticket prices for next season? £495 for an adult.
What?
Morecambe.
Are they not in National League North?
Not sure. Don't know
They
where
are.
Millwall are these days. Yeah,
They're in the National League, but I'm sure they're in National League North.
yeah.
That's mental.
So-
That can't be right, Scott. If it is, I'll discuss that tomorrow. 495 quid.
Scott Kent says, yeah. Yeah,
enough.
that's crazy.
Yeah. fair enough.
Great show, Lee and Tom and John. Have a great weekend. Yeah, thank you,
Yes.
the real Phil Smith, for tuning in. We've had some unreal numbers. I've obviously dropped a bit now because they're probably sort of going home and stuff. Still got over 600 people watching in the live. We did hit sort of over 2,000 at one stage of this stream. Unreal numbers. Your support is the reason why we do this channel. And there is more stuff coming. The channel is going to be getting better. It's going to be getting bigger. It's going to be more sort of more everything. The World Cup's coming, and I tell you, there's going to be a video dropping for that World Cup, an intro, and Tom is going to be central to that, I believe.
Oh, wow.
So you need to watch the channel for his World Cup. We're going to be doing everything on the World Cup, to live watch-alongs, live draws. So when the draws for this after the group stages, we'll be doing that live. We'll be doing live England watch-alongs. We might even do other games watch-alongs. We're going to be doing instant reaction to games where fans can call in and speak to us. So it's going to be an absolute World Cup to remember. And you can see all that here on KB Terrace Talk. We have, obviously, with the We Love Football channel. So if you are watching this, jump across to that, give it a like, give it a follow, because there will be loads of content on both channels now. It's not just going to be just on the one. We're going to split it across two. We've actually got three, but we may just be putting it down to two because obviously it's going to get to the stage next season where we will be on every single night. We'll have a show every single night. So you'll always be able to tune in and enjoy KB Terrace Talk. Not always be the same people, obviously, but Tom is one of the guys that you will see a lot of because he's a top man, and now he is also fully kitted out. He's a full YouTuber now. He's got a microphone, he's got a new laptop. You know what I mean? So this guy is now a fully fledged YouTuber. So
I'm going to take over, Lee. I'm going to take over. We'll call it TB Terrace Talk. Tom Brown Terrace Talk.
So yeah, so it's fantastic. We've got more content coming. Obviously, we've got our shop as well. So if you like Tom, he's got some horrible place t-shirts, awful place. People have received the cups as well. I've told the quality is pretty good on them as well. So if you like a cup of tea and you want a KB Terrace Talk, you can find that on there as well. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you on Sunday. Up the Millers.
Over the Millers.